So tomorrow's card takes us to Sandown and Aintree. Weather permitting, obviously, at this point in time. I would be very doubtful that Chepstow makes the grade tomorrow, looking at the weather. Hopefully some racing in Ireland as well. But all in all, it looks a good couple of days racing.
Yeah, there's some brilliant racing on this weekend. I suppose Sandown for the Tingle Creek will be the highlight. But yeah, lots of other decent races to cover as well. So
excellent. Right. Well, what we're going to do, as always, for those that might be joining us for a first time, we'll always talk as if nobody's aware of what we do. But we'll cover all the ITV racing. We'll give you a couple of others from elsewhere that we think are lively chances and those that could potentially be ones to follow for tomorrow. But so we'll kick off with the first race, which is the 1:15 at Sandown. It's a competitive little heat. I see there's a lot of money for west of the bridge for the Skeltons. Is there anything in this that you like?
Yeah, I like Henry II. He's been a good horse. He won a listed bumper. He's also a Grade 2 winner at Sandown. Also, they tried him over fences, didn't go to plan. So he reverted back to hurdles recently, and he ran a nice race at Sandown again over 2 mile 4.
Yeah.
Staying on well, suggesting this trip of 3 mile tomorrow is going to be the answer for me. They haven't tried him over that far just yet, and I think it can improve him and unlock some more potential. So.
Well, it's this meeting last year that it won its race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like you said, that was a Grade 2, and this is obviously
exactly
much calmer.
Mix it with some really good horses like Shanty Classico, for instance, as well. And in a race of this nature, if he can just find that bit of form again and take a lot of beating, I think so. I'm
not necessarily suggesting this horse will beat Henry II, because that would also be my selection. But I thought Tom Lacey's was quite interesting. Operation Manor likes obviously the ground as well. It's got some winning form at Sandown on heavy ground. And looking at the weather forecast, that's pretty much what we're going to get, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Plenty around, so it's going to be very soft tomorrow.
Okay, so we're kicking off with hoping that Mr. Nichols gets off and running.
Absolutely, yeah.
Up to Aintree next in the odd time of 32 minutes past, if you like, 1 o'clock. Springwell Bay is a horse I know you really like.
Yeah, he's one of my favourites, actually. He was a good winner at Cheltenham last year over hurdles, and he got a good rating after that, didn't he? And I think his first start over fences at Chepstow boded really well. He beat some nice horses, and recently they stepped up to 3 mile again. It's a tactical affair at Cheltenham, just the 4 runners, and I don't think it played to his strengths. I do believe dropping back to 2.5 will sort of be the answer to him. And look, he's got top weight, 12 stones. Not going to be an easy task. However, he's the best horse in the race, and I think he's the answer for this race.
Okay, I think Dr. TJ Ecclesberg for Evan Williams is my idea of the solutions this race. One up at Haydock on soft ground 2 weeks ago, beating a horse called General Medrano. That horse has since last weekend at Newbury gone and absolutely bolted in. He should have no worries about the ground. He's in reasonably good form. Gets in here a good bit of placing off 10 stone 2. Obviously Conor Ring takes the ride. I presume that's down to the fact that the weights I'm not sure, can Adam Wedge do that weight? Maybe he can, maybe he can't. But either way, I thought that was a good each way play. And
brilliant form from the last day, isn't it?
So we're going with the top and bottom weights here. So one way or the other, we won't be too far away, I wouldn't have thought. Then it's the King Henry VIII Novices Chase, which I think we'll spend a bit of time on this just quickly talking about. The horse I think we both agree and fancy is Lodesud.
Lodesud, it's a brilliant hurdle last year, in my opinion. Like he's touched off twice and often didn't find much of pressure. However, the top handicaps of the season, the Betfair and also the the county, and lost little defeat. Look, he's been twice over fences now and looked a completely different horse, and so impressive the last day at Cheltenham. And I think he can rock up at the festival in the Arkle and have a really big chance. I expect him to take this, definitely.
I think the only worry may be the ground point of view, but it has ran okay on bad ground before. Just a couple of mention here. Gordon Elliott doesn't bring horses over here for no reason. He's obviously got down memory lane there, which ran and won a very good race at Navan last time out. So that's definitely up for consideration, especially given it's an Irish raider. Probably going to be okay on the ground, I'd have thought. But Rubo has to be discussed. I'm not suggesting Rubo will go and win this race, but I think we've sort of talked about it. What a brave call from Paul Nicholls to just take a horse straight into a Grade 1, first time over fences in this sort of company. He either thinks the world of it over fences, or they feel a bit snookered over hurdles. It's one or the other, isn't it?
It's fascinating. However, I think they've been forced to switch to fencing. Chasing rather. I think in these small fields over hurdles, he really takes a lot of beat and he can dictate and sort of get away with it. And I think now coming up, you've got the Christmas hurdle, and then all eyes on the champion hurdle.
Yeah.
He's not good enough for that. So I think they're going to try him over fences. Hopefully it brings out a bit more improvement. And also be back down to the novice sort of status again. So it'll open a lot more doors for him if he takes to it. But that's a big ask in a race like this.
It sure is. But look, one thing to watch out for is that lovely grey Lotus tomorrow. He should literally just jump those fences like something you've not seen. It's the one thing I'm looking forward to watching tomorrow.
I think it's the performance of the season so far, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. The one to watch. Nothing better than watching a lovely grey take on those big fences. Right, okay, then talking of big fences, we're straight up to Aintree next for the Beecher Chase, which is over the Grand National fences for those of you that might not be aware. It's a handicap over 3 miles 2 furlongs, not quite the same distance to the Grand National, but it's the biggest pointer to the big one in April generally, isn't it? So King Turgeon is a well-backed favourite. Chianti Classico takes his chance in here, which we were saying probably suggests.
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting that. I mean, he's entered in the Betfair Chase, wasn't he, at Haydock the other week? Didn't run. And yeah, I think it's fascinating he runs here actually, which probably suggests he's going to end up in the Grand National later on in the season. 12 stone, first time of these fences, it's going to be no easy task. But sure, that's probably the route they're going to go. I'm a big fan of Gabori out here. Had a good word for it. Ran a brilliant race on comeback in the Sefton, was it?
Yes, it was,
Yeah, 2 mile 5 trip was just inadequate for me, but he's keeping on really well at the finish.
Really stayed well down the outside, didn't it?
This 3 mile 2 is going to be perfect for him, and he's proven over the fences. He had a great season last year. I think he ended up winning the 4 miler at Cheltenham. And off 10 stone 2, he's definitely the one to be with, and he could turn the form around with the likely favourite, King Turgeon.
Well, look, it's important to point out here is that Chianti Classico is officially rated 157, which, to all intents and purposes, would put this one pretty high in the weights in the Grand National itself. Anyway, come April, as it would be. So I wouldn't necessarily. I think this might be more of a case of making sure he likes the fences.
Well, he's not far off Gold Cup figures on those reins, is he?
Exactly.
He needs to win another one.
Exactly that. And again, Tom Lacey's got a horse in here, which we were lucky enough to go out and see and walk around Tom's earlier on in the last month, actually it was. And look, he really likes Cruise Control. He straight away highlighted this horse as the one for the Beecher Chase. Him and the owners have hatched this plan for quite a long time.
Yeah, he's had a nice prep run recently over hurdles as well, didn't he? So he's spot on for this.
Exactly. He looks as if he's been readied for this specific occasion. I'm not sure if heavy ground is exactly what he wants, albeit it's one on heavy ground. But that was when he was rated a little bit lower. He's going to have to achieve a great deal more here. But I think he's a nice each-way play, and the money's sort of, I suppose the anti-post money's definitely been for this horse. So, so definitely one to watch. So Cruise Control for me, I suppose, to watch out for.
Very price-wise tip in the paper tomorrow.
Yeah, and Gabori up for yourself, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. Be my nap of the day.
Excellent. Right, okay.
Over those fences.
Okay. So
brave call.
Well, it is a brave call, but that's what we're all about. We're sticking our necks on the line rather than sitting on the fence, isn't it? So then we're back to Sandown for the 25 past 2. Obviously been a fair bit of money for Will Mount and those colours that we know so well. Obviously that gambled on quite a bit. Nemean Lion, albeit top weight, is something of interest, but you like one at a bigger price.
Yeah, Royal Way for me. Had a really good juvenile campaign. I think he notched up 3 wins. His comeback run behind Give Me 5, Dodge Along, and forget the name of the other one. Was perfectly well enough. He's only beat 7 or 8 lengths. Disappointed in the Greatwood since, but that's one of the top handicaps of the season. Dropping back into a race of this nature off 10 stone 2. It'd go on any ground, and I just think at the weights and at 12 to 1 as well, he's a massive each way player, so I'm going to side with him.
I think there's a little bit of a theme here, but certainly with the way that you're looking at tomorrow, I would thought
in that ground you think you're going to want something probably. You would have been a weight off his back at least. Don't get it wrong, like, it has to be a nice horse at the same time, and I think Royal Way perfectly is. So
if you put a line, like you say, if you put a line through his last run, he's definitely
he'd be a lot shorter, right, that's for sure.
Look, I think the Nemean Lion. You can put a bit of a line through his last 2 runs, considering the level that he was pitched in at.
Champion hurdle, Aintree hurdle. So.
Aintree hurdle. That exactly is probably, as hard as a contest you could possibly face.
Yeah.
Back into this sort of open-looking handicap.
Off a mark of 150 there. Like.
He'd need to be bang fit to win it. I just thought that he's probably quite a solid choice. I think he likes the
Will Mount looked an absolute world beater until pulling up in the shallow hurdle last year, I think it was.
Okay.
And off a marker 130, there could be a lot more potential to come from him. And if the money comes, it'd be worth taking that.
Especially in those colours, like a gamble, as we said. Okay, then we go to the Tingle Creek, which is probably what tomorrow's TV coverage will sort of be surrounded and around. It's not a vintage Tingle Creek in my mind. I believe you probably feel similar.
Unfortunately, it's not, no.
But sadly, there doesn't look anything that worthy taking John Brown.
Well, John Brown's probably the best 2-miler this side of the sea. Look, lead up to March, you often find these races where, unless you get an Irish raider come over, he's going to be taking on the same horses, each time he'd probably meet them. And look, he's going to win this race. He's not the flashiest, so he probably won't. He'd probably only win by a few lengths or whatnot. I think he's more of a 2.5 miler. I thought
you said that before.
Probably better at Aintree last season at the end of it. I thought, although he toughed it out. There's a lot more to come from over further, I think. But to chase him home, I'll probably go with JPR1. Is he still in there now?
Yeah.
It's just this Racing Post, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a good winner of the Holden Gold Cup. And I think if you're going to look for a forecast purposes, he's the most likely one to chase him home. So.
Okay. I haven't got much to add apart from that. There are a couple of Irish raiders in the race. But to be honest with you, if Quilixios...
They're not,
Quilixios and Solness were good enough to come and win a Tingle Creek.
Quilixios beat Marine Nationale recently, who Marine Nationale looks potential superstar after winning the Supreme, was it?
Yeah, but he's not looked as good.
Well, I think he's had his problems. I really doubt he's the same horse. So would I look too much into that? Probably not. But Quilixios, in his own right, he's a really good horse, but he's not the same level as John Moore.
Mm-hmm. I think between Boot Hill and JPR1, they'll be ridden to finish second and pick up some very, very good prize money. So I'd say it's probably a good bet. It's probably to follow the forecast in that race, maybe. With one of those two, you take your pick. Then we got 17 minutes past 3 back up at Aintree. Nicky Henderson's horse is the favourite at the minute, Chock-a-Block.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see a favourite. It's got some nice form in the book.
Anything else further down the list that you like?
Yeah, I think Bingo can run a nice race. He's running a good race in his reappearance until blundering and Seaton Rider 2 out. I think he's a course and distance winner. He's a pretty good horse on his day, so I don't think he'd be far away. The other horse I like is Country Park. He won an Irish point to point, 150,000 at sales. Bit of a slow burner, took his time to find his feet. But there's a lot more promising signs recently, having not finished out the first 3. Good second at Cheltenham the last day. Got beat by a horse called Ace of Spades, who's no mug, and Wimpsy was back in 3rd. I think it's starting off in handicaps off marker 121. There's a bit of mileage there to work with, and I think he's got a great each way chance.
And of course, John Joe's had a winner at Sandown already. On the Friday, yard seems to be going well.
Bill Joyce just won a nice race, so hopefully the vibes are good in the yard. And
okay. Well, I thought 2 in here were of interest. Bingo as well. I like what I won't sort of repeat what Tom said, but for various pretty much the same reasons. But I also thought Ollie Murphy's horse in here, Tamer Bridge, was quite interesting. Finished second at Utoxeter last time out to a horse called Pretending. I watched the race. I thought it was actually quite a good race, to be fair.
Got a lot of letters by its name, but
more letters than numbers.
He's a good horse on his day, though. I can see why you're
I just think Ollie's obviously going really, really well, and I thought that given the fact that he's only rated 125, I think there's probably
he's had his problems, but he's come back this season and put a really good run behind him, hasn't he? So
that's what
hopefully they're back on track.
Okay, then we're up for the final ITV race of the day, which is the 3:35. A lot of money seems to have come for Mr. Vango, which, if you remember rightly, won that
marathon run Exeter.
Absolute mudlark race at Exeter, and demolished them by 60 lengths. Then went to Cheltenham, and to be honest, wasn't quite up to the standard, was it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The race of this nature is going to be absolutely right up his street, with the forecast ground, and he's going to be the strongest day in the race, probably. Tommy Bowe, they did a feature with him the last day in the cross-country race at Cheltenham. They obviously focused on the owner.
If you've not seen it, by the way, you've got to go and watch it.
Brilliant watch. I felt sorry for the man.
Funny from a viewer's point of view, but obviously not from an owner's.
He was going so well at the time. The money came for him. I think it's his first time in a race of like that nature, and he ran out a crucial point when he's still going extremely well. And I'm hoping they get compensation here. But it wouldn't be a betting race for me. But I will be following Tommy Bowe, and I hope he can do the job for them. So.
Okay, fairly confident selection for me here. I think Broken Halo is well worth a bet in this race. Likes it over course and distance. Got plenty of soft ground form. He's probably got to show that he's ready to go first time up, but has won first time up previously as well. Fell in this race last year, 3 out. I think it's either 2 or 3 out, but he was travelling nicely, only a few lengths down, and that was with a claimer on board. Harry Cobden takes back the ride again today. It looks as if there's been a bit of money for it as well.
Yeah, he likes Sandown, he's strong stayer, so I can see why.
And that one would be my one. I think he's classier than the likes of Mr. Van Gogh, albeit I do accept that the worse the conditions get, probably the better his chances get. Definitely. Is there anything else from elsewhere that you want to talk about?
I think the first race, is it Honk Tonk Highway at Sandown?
Yeah, okay.
It's a nice listed race. Look, I don't know if you got a chance to see the last day, but yeah, they obviously highly fancied it at Warwick. But there's a good horse of Henderson's in the race called That's Nice.
Yeah.
Who absolutely trounced it in fairness.
And they love that, don't they?
Yeah, they drew miles clear of the rest, and they thus far probably look the 2 classiest mares, probably in England anyway. Look, she lost absolutely little in defeat, and yeah, doesn't really need to improve much to win this, I don't think.
No, I'd agree.
Yeah,
I think being at Admiral Stewart's out the race as well.
It's not a bad race to it. Yeah, that ran no race today, did it?
That's out.
Hartington's no mug. Won while at Newbury the last day, beating a nice horse with Ben Paulings. Probably the likely one to chase it home, but yeah, I think Honky Tonk Highway is a good bet. I don't know what the price is going to be, but it's just another race I thought I'll focus on, being a listed race. So.
Okay. Well, look, there's a lovely little. Let's put it up as a fourfold / trebles that you could wrap up here. Tom's going to chuck in Honky Tonk Highway. If we go back up to Aintree, pretty much the first race there as well.
Kemble Brewery?
The Kemble Brewery, it's the 12:22 actually. The Kemble Brewery will win. As long as he stands up, he wins. That race he's been pitched in is pretty modest. Although, again, Tom Lacey talked well about Piper Park. I don't think he'll be in the Kemble Brewery's sort of league. Personally, that's my view. Then we go over to Navan, where there are 2 really, really good horses to keep an eye on. First and foremost, you've got the bumper winner from last year, Jasmine DeVoe, who runs in the 12:32. I'm not sure quite what prices these will be, actually, because the tissue price is not out yet. But Jasmine DeVoe, as long as she takes to hurdles in that race, she's going to be absolute shoe-in to win. I'd have thought there's nothing that's going to get.
I haven't looked through the race, but I don't think it's even worth looking through it. I mean, last season's champion bumper winner, and there's so much to like about it, isn't it?
Yeah,
can have a great campaign over hurdles, I'm sure.
And then the Yellow Clay after that runs in the 7 minutes past 1. The Yellow Clay is 2 from 2 in Ireland so far. As you said yesterday, is the second highest rated.
I believe behind Potter's Charm. I think that's what I saw the other day. So
pitched into Grade 2 company here. It doesn't look a brilliant Grade 2 on paper, because some of the horses essentially have either not really achieved a great deal in their maidens or their novice hurdle campaigns yet. In comparison to what the Yellow Clay has. And I think that obviously Sam Ewing takes the ride, unlucky to Jack Kennedy, who's obviously out with a terrible injury, and hope he gets
no luck, is he?
Hope he gets sorted soon, back soon. But the Yellow Clay is definitely one to do. So that's 4 horses to put in a pretty early.
Nice and early for the day as well.
Little / trebles, get your trebles up, and we'll be going good then. As always, we're here to keep bringing you the content that we do, bringing you as many selections as we possibly can over a weekend. Please go and like our TikTok page, our Patreon service. If you sign up for that every weekend, we give 2 completely free tips. No obligation. You don't have to sign up for anything else. Just essentially sign up for the free tips. And
tomorrow's free tip wins, by the way, so get on it.
And that's from the man who's just tipped up
and the monthly one's even better.
A nice 6-4 winner today at Sandown. So we like to think we're in good form again. We're going all right. We're pretty happy with the way things are going. But all I ask for is to keep following us, keep sharing our stuff, comment if you wish, and we'll keep bringing you the stuff every weekend. And good luck with your bets.
Thank you.